course, is another, and that is going to be what all eyes are on this summer.
Arsenal's recruitment plans are vast, and at the top of the list is a number 9. Now, there are fewer of them in the market than they would like. There's an imbalance in supply and demand, but there are some options. We've been talking for so long about Alexander Isak. Of course, Arsenal and Mikel Arteta really like him, but I don't think that's realistic for them, or probably for anybody else. Let's see if Newcastle finish in the Champions League or not. Even if they don't and he's available for sale, it will be a huge price, and I don't think that is realistic. So then they look at the likes of Benjamin Sesko. They've done a lot of work on, but I do think they have some reservations around him, maybe on the price, maybe on the player. Let's see. He remains in the mix, as does Victor Gyökeres of Sporting Lisbon. Huge reports from myself and others in recent months on him. He's a player their sporting director, Andrea Berta, really likes. He is possibly the best value for money option out there, but the time is ticking. Other interest is building. We know that Ruben Amorim at Manchester United likes him. So let's see if Arsenal move on that sooner rather than later. They'll be looking at the wide position with names like Nico Williams, of Anthony Gordon. We see more coming every day, like Antoine Semenyo and Rafael Leao in the press. I don't know on the veracity of all of them, but it is a position that Arsenal are focusing on. Martin Zubimendi is coming in from Real Sociedad, as we've reported on NBC for quite some time. That will bolster the midfield. They want to renew Thomas Partey's contract. He wants to stay. But will they reach an agreement? If they don't, will they look elsewhere? They are already looking at possible alternatives for him, but let's see what happens. In defence, they like Dean Huijsen from Bournemouth to bolster at centre-back, but there are a number of clubs in the mix for him. There may be a left-back who comes in, with Kieran Tierney leaving and Alexander Zinchenko available for transfer with just a year left on his contract. Raheem Sterling will leave. Will there be new contracts in players like Leandro Trossard, who's under contract until 2026? There are reports breaking just before we went on air that Arsenal are in talks to renew him. In 27, there's Gabriel Magalhaes, there's Gabriel Martinelli, and other key players who Arsenal will want to tie down. And a second-choice goalkeeper when Neto returns from his loan to Bournemouth. There is a huge amount to do, in and out. Arsenal will try to be prudent with their money, but this is a massive summer coming up for them, for their sporting director, Andrea Berta, for Mikel Arteta as manager, and, of course, for the owners, the Kroenke family.
And you'll be right there, I know, in the middle of it. David, thank you so much.
He thinks he should just try something different in his life. Just, you know, that won't take away his love for the club, is where his heart is, where he's grown up, all those things. And then for his own people to boo him, it's a big lump in your throat. I remember sitting in the players' lounge after playing against Liverpool for Newcastle. Parents, myself, all in floods of tears because I'd just been booed by my own people, and I struggle to comprehend it nowadays. So I as I say, I'm probably the closest person on the planet that knows exactly what it feels like to be in Trent's shoes now. So he'll be more to
like for him to be leaving for free. Steve, seems to be not enough for them to be as angry as they are. They surely have to be able to look at what he's done for them, how hard it is. I thought his statement towards the fans was fantastic. How hard it is for him to make that decision, and who's making the decision to try and take him. I think for them to be like this, and knowing the stories about what happens with Stevie and everything, it really is disgusting to the core how they're treating him.
I think he touched on a really important thing. That, I mean, Liverpool fans are so unique. They will never ever boo their own. When you're playing in that red shirt, even if you're the worst player on the planet, if you're playing in that red shirt, you're one of them. And I've been to other clubs, I've seen it. They will boo their own. Just because of bad performances. Liverpool fans are so in love, so, connected to their team. It's a unique, what we saw, the scenes we saw when they won the league, it's incredible how passionate they are for their team. They would do anything for their own. However, as Wright has just touched on, if then they know you're leaving or something, untoward happens or wrong happens or whatever in their eyes, then of course they will let you know then, and they let me know, they let Trent know, Steve McManaman, you know, before me, etc., etc. So, you know, I'm sure lots of Liverpool fans will be churning in their stomach themselves. Probably 95% of Liverpool fans will be saying, we weren't booing, we've loved Trent,
Sounded like a lot,
etc., etc.
Sounded like a lot.